Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Hello, I'm Jeffrey Mishlove, and today I'd like to talk about the human aura. It's a topic that's fascinated me ever since I first became exposed to the literature of mysticism. A great deal of it can be found at the turn of the 20th century, late 19th, early 20th century, in the Theosophical literature. And in my first book, The Roots of Consciousness, I managed to include a number of color graphic images related to the aura. So you're looking at an image now from around the turn of the century in the Theosophical literature showing the aura as layers of sheaths of different kinds of energy around the human body. And now you can see a picture of, supposedly, of my aura as drawn by a psychic back in the 1970s with an institute called Heart Song. Rick Stevens was the psychic at the time, trained in the tradition of the Berkeley Psychic Institute, where auras are quite important. And just briefly, I'm going to show you an image of Kirlian photography, because at that time, back in the 1970s, Kirlian photography was also a hot topic, and it seemed as if it was measuring what psychics see when they see the aura. Now, there's a lot to be said about the human biofield. And at this point, if you look at the upper right of your screen, is a link to the biophysicist Beverly Rubik in a conversation with me about the human biofield. She still works with Kirlian photography, but it would not be correct, in my estimation, to equate the human aura with all of these biofield measurements, because for two reasons. One, because the various psychic readers who look into the human aura are seeing things they claim that are definitely not related to electrical, electronic, and other mysterious but yet physical measurements of human energy fields. What these psychics claim to see are past lives, spirit guides, and sometimes even insignias of different kinds relating to one's spiritual merit. Now, another interesting thing, there have been only a few scientific studies of the aura, but what they have shown is that different psychics, when they report what they see about an aura, report different things. You can take the same person and put them behind a screen, so the psychic can't see the body, but the screen is shaped so that if there were an aura around the body, it could be seen. And the psychics describe what they see. And in this research, it's shown that virtually every psychic sees it differently. They're not seeing the same thing at all. Now, because of this data, I hypothesized some time ago that what's really going on is what we call synesthesia. Synesthesia is when the mind takes the perceptual input from one sense and displays it in your inner mental sensorium as a display you normally associate with a different sensory system. For example, some people see music, and other people might hear colors. It's an unusual quality of the human brain. And if you're getting actual input from extrasensory perception, your mind might display it as well as a visual image in your inner mental sensorium. So that's where I thought about the issue of auras for many years. But recently, I had a video conversation with one of the finest parapsychology researchers alive today, Dr. Edwin May, a physicist who I've known back since the 1970s. And he was in charge for many years of government research sponsored by military intelligence and the CIA, into remote viewing. And he reported to me, and it's on this video that I'm linking to this video, it's called Correlates of Anomalous Perception, and he expresses his hypothesis based on informal observations of the best remote viewers he has worked with, and actually not just informal, but extensive testing has shown him so far with a handful of the very best remote viewers, they score high on synesthesia. So Ed hypothesizes and hopes to do more research to validate this speculation that individuals could be tested for synesthesia. That we know how to do. And then those individuals might also turn out, because of the way their brain is wired, for all we know, they may turn out to be excellent remote viewers and psychic readers, etc., etc. So that's a little piece of parapsychological speculation. It would be wonderful to come up with some sort of physiological correlates related to remote viewing and psychic functioning. I don't really think we have much except to say when you're relaxed, you're a better psychic receiver. When you're aroused, you could be a better psychic sender. I think I mentioned that in the last segment of this InPresence series. The theory was developed over half a century ago by Andrea Puharich, a professor of surgery and medicine at New York University. So that's something to think about. I expect that in the future we will be able to come up with more physiological data related to psychic functioning. And I'll let you ponder that, and thank you for being with me.